bringing the chair in because I am going to need to sit down for this one. We are talking Moldavite energy. I also need a coffee. I need to ground myself. I need to get in tune because Moldavite is a very high energy stone, very high vibration. It brings about change and transformation. Am I even ready to talk about this? Yes, I am. So let's get ready to talk all things Moldavite energy. Hello and welcome to the video. Today I'm talking about Moldavite. The reason I'm talking about this is because we recently went mining for Moldavite in the Czech Republic. We had a great time. It was amazing. I will link to the other video down below. And it's a whole experience of the Moldavite Museum and actually going mining for Moldavite. It was fabulous. So if you missed that video, please do go and have a watch, have a bit of a catch up. But this video is all about Moldavite energy, my experience of mining and the energy with that, the museum and how that felt, and then just my personal thoughts and opinions and experience with Moldavite. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I am Kim, I'm the owner of Feel Good Crystals. I'm currently sat in our shop in the Cotswolds where we have quite a big selection of crystals. We have all sizes from like little tumble stones all the way up to large collection pieces, specimen pieces, all kinds of things. So if you're ever in the area, please do feel free to come in and check us out. We do also have a website, social medias. I'll link all of that down below if you do fancy checking us out. So first of all, what is Moldavite? If you're unsure, it is actually a tektite, which means it came from a meteor impact. So 15 million years ago, a meteor impacted Earth in the Czech Republic area. As it impacted Earth, the shower that came off of the meteor cooled down and created Moldavite. So that genre of crystal is called a tektite, hence why Moldavite is a tektite. Oh my goodness, there's birds flapping round. Look! Ah, hello. Look. Wow. I don't want to disturb them. I'm really sorry, but that just excited me and I had to show you. I had a similar experience like that years ago. Anyway, thank you so much, birds. Is it the Moldavite energy luring you in? Okay, back to Moldavite. So because it's a tektite and it was formed from a meteor impacting Earth, if you think about a meteor impacting Earth, all of that energy, that power that it would have created from that, like that, and the change that it created, it would have changed Earth forever. And that's the general kind of vibe of Moldavite, is that it's very high energy, it's very buzzy, it brings about change and transformation. So if you think meteor coming in, impacting Earth, creating change, that is a good example of Moldavite and its energy. That is why sometimes Moldavite has had a bit of a bad rep, because it is so high energy and it does bring about change and transformation. I personally feel like you have to have your head in the game and be like, I am up for change, I'm ready for change, I'm going to embrace this change. And then it will be a lot easier for you. If you're a little bit scared of change or a bit hesitant for change, then maybe Moldavite isn't quite the one for you just yet. There may be times in your life you're like, I'm at a crossroads, I'm ready, I need that boost. Moldavite would be great for that, to give you that oomph, that push, that kick up the bum, and it will push you into a direction that maybe you wasn't expecting, but it's always for the greater good. And also it might clear away obstacles for you to be able to follow your true path. So for example, if you were after a new home and you went to buy a house and you're all ready and you're going, it was all sorted and lovely, and then it fell through. And that may be seen as a negative thing of, I wanted this house and this is what I expected and this was my path. But then further down the line, actually the real dream house came along and you're like, yeah, now I get it. Now I get it. The reason that fell through was because I was meant to have this. And Moldavite kind of encapsulates that. So it will bring about change, it will clear away things. And at the time of it clearing it away, you may feel like, oh my God, Moldavite has done this. It's got rid of my dream home. But actually, no, it's because the greater good is this house here. So in the short term, Moldavite has sometimes got a bad rep because it causes change. It clears things out. It makes a bit of a mess. You know, when you're cleaning your house and there's dust, you're cleaning the side, but then there's dust coming up and you're like, I've made more of a mess actually than when I started. But when the dust clears, this is a great analogy, isn't it? And it's all clean. And you're like, okay, that made sense. I had to make the mess in the first place for it to clear away, and your true purpose to come through. So like I said, in the short term, it may cause a kerfuffle, but it's for the greater good. And some people get stuck in the kerfuffle with Moldavite and they go, oh my God, Moldavite, what have you done? What have you done? Oh, no, it's terrible. Go away. I don't like you. But if they would have just stuck with it and persevered and just like, no, I have to embrace the wave before the good comes. And that's what Moldavite's all about. It's about embracing it, going with it, accepting the change, accepting it as a challenge almost, of like, I'm going to just go with what comes because I know it's going to clear away the bad and it's going to make space for the good, and then the good can come in. My true purpose can come in. So on TikTok's a great one for this. If you go on TikTok and look at Moldavite, it'll be dramatized for sure of how it's ruined people's lives and it's done this, that and the other. But you have to understand it's part of the process, and it's dramatized because, you know, any crystal cannot completely transform your life. Crystals are tools that are going to help you. It's not going to completely like take over and have control, because you have control. You have control. A crystal cannot control your life. It can guide and direct you and help you, but it's not going to transform your life. Nothing can do that apart from you. So yes, you have to be like, yeah, I'm ready for Moldavite. I'm going to take on a challenge. I'm going to accept it and go with the flow. Going with the flow and accepting that it is buzzy and high energy. Now, just from a buzzy, high energy point of view, even when holding it, I personally feel like buzzy in my fingertips. And I actually am not a fan of holding it like this, because I just want to go like that, because I can really feel it in my fingers. To me, it feels buzzy. Other people, they won't feel that. Some people feel when they hold it, it feels warm and it feels hot. Other people hold it and they feel nothing. So, and that's like with any crystal. But I feel like with Moldavite, there's more extremes with this because of the intensity of the energy. So for me, when I'm using Moldavite, I would use it intermittently. So I would have it for a little bit and then put it away. I'd have it for a little bit, put it away. Some people like to wear it and have it on them all the time. I personally couldn't do that because I really feel it in my energy. Again, other people don't. So like with all crystals, it's very much trial and error and seeing how your energy reacts to the energy of the crystal. So I do own a piece. I have a piece that I found in the mine, and I have a piece at home that I decided to keep. Now, when I say work with the crystal, and I've just said when I work with Moldavite, I should have said when I hold Moldavite, because I haven't actually actively worked with Moldavite personally. Because, like I said before, you have to be at this point in life when you're like, I am ready for the change, I'm going to embrace it and go with it. From my experience, I have personally gone through a lot of change just recently. So I'm not in the headspace to go like, I'm ready for another change, because I've been there. I've had a few years of really, intense things happening. So at the moment for me, dust is settling and I don't feel like I need it right now. But I have some in my collection and I will be using it at some point, but just not right now. So on the note of how I feel about Moldavite, how did I feel, one, in the museum, and two, on the mine? Okay, so first of all, in the museum, it is quite a small space and it is rammed full of Moldavite, and not just tiny bits of Moldavite, I mean whopper pieces of Moldavite. Now, if I compare the energy of that space to the energy of the mine, I would have to say the museum was a lot more intense, and I just felt its presence. That's a really weird thing to say, but I felt the energy presence, like it was definitely like a feeling. Now, I didn't feel like buzzy, I didn't feel like it was intense in that way, but just like a strong presence of Moldavite. Now, whenever I am around Moldavite a lot, I get a bit heady, like here, and that's generally what I felt like in the museum. But there was nothing, no like major reaction. It was just like, oh, I feel a little bit heady, and I can just really feel its presence. But I didn't feel like buzzy zingy like some people do. It was fine, basically. I didn't come out of there feeling exhausted, which again, some people do. I just felt its presence, and I really felt like I'd stepped into its space. And but I feel like I didn't really take it on, apart from the headiness feeling. But there definitely was a vibe in there, for sure. And comparing it to the mine, I didn't feel any Moldavite energy at all. So when we were mining, we came across a lot of smoky quartz. Like for every piece of Moldavite found, there would be thousands of pieces of smoky quartz. And that makes complete sense to me, because smoky quartz is a very grounding, very earthy grounding kind of vibe of crystal. So it completely balances out. That makes so much sense why I didn't really feel much, was because the smoky quartz created balance. So even as we were digging through, even like when we found the Moldavite and held it, I didn't feel the Moldavite presence like I did in the museum. The smoky quartz was there for a reason, I think. It was there to balance out the Moldavite so that the land wasn't like intense and buzzy for the people who lived there. It may have been different if the circumstances were different, because it was a very sunny day, so the energy of the sun, the light, kind of the general elements that I was under influenced how I felt that day as well. If it was different conditions, maybe if I could like sit on my own and meditate in perfect weather conditions, like it was cool and, you know, I could really zone in into the land, that may well have been different. But for me, just mining and being there, I didn't really feel any Moldavite energy at all. But I do put that down to the fact there was so much smoky quartz in there. But yes, as for the museum, that was different. That had a vibe for sure. Maybe not quite what I was expecting though. I think that's what I want to say is like, it had a presence, like a personality, a thing, an entity. It was there. But I didn't come away feeling like I had a Moldavite experience physically, other than like the headiness. So it's quite interesting, because I thought I would feel more from the land, but I didn't. But then there's also the fact that the museum was quite an enclosed space with lots and lots and lots of Moldavite. So that's not surprising really. But I did think I'd feel more from the land. To recap, Moldavite. It is very strong energy. It's got a high vibration. It brings about change and transformation in a high energy way, like a meteor would impacting Earth. If you want to have Moldavite, you have to embrace it and go with the flow. If you are a bit nervous about it and worried, then it's not your time. It's not your time for Moldavite. You have to be ready, have your head in the game and be like, yeah, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to clear out the old and make way for the new. And whatever that new is, I'm going to accept it and go with it. But if you're like, I kind of want to clear away that bit, but not that bit, and I want that, but I'm a bit nervous about having that, then if you use Moldavite, it might bring about, it will stir it all up basically, and it'll be more challenging for you if you're in that state of mind rather than, yep, I'm ready, let's clear away, let's move on, let's go with the flow. So just bear that in mind for Moldavite. However, I do feel like everyone should have a bit. I do feel like there will be a time when you need it. I just find it a fascinating piece anyway, to be honest. So I have pieces that I'm keeping in my collection, but I will know when the time's ready to use it. The birds are back. The birds are back. Is it a sign that I should be using Moldavite right now? No birds, I'm not ready, not yet. I've had too much change at the minute. I hope that kind of clarifies Moldavite a bit more, because like I said, it's been talked about on social media a lot, and I feel like sometimes it's been spoken about in the wrong way. So I hope that's cleared that up and given you a bit of direction if you were thinking about it. If you are interested in looking at our collection, I've actually put it all online now. Go me, I've actually put it online. So it's quite a job, but it's all online for you now. I also have jewellery, so I've got pendants, I've got earrings, rings, that kind of thing, if you fancy wearing it. If you just want a little piece, I've got a whole selection basically, if you want to have a look online. Okay, so that's it for this video. I will link the other Moldavite videos down below, because we went mining, went to the museum, I talked about our collection. I'm done on talking about Moldavite for a while, but all those videos will be linked down below. If you do have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to subscribe. It really does help this channel and it makes me really, really happy. Thumbs up, love it. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.